Hey guys, Billy here. I'm a multi-gladiator hunter, and this video I will just be explaining my thoughts and opinions on 9.2, as well as the different changes to BM, rotational changes, as well as the double legendaries, trinkets, and all the new stuff that's coming with the new patch. So I hope you guys will enjoy this, and don't forget to subscribe to ensure that you won't miss out on any of the hunter content. And you can also catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Billybobbs, and you can join my Discord. I'll put the links to both of these in the description, and I hope you enjoy. Hey, so before we start the video, I'll be doing this live, so I will stutter, I will make talking mistakes, but I feel like that's going to be better for you guys rather than seeing a heavily edited version. I'll just be talking about the hunter changes and my thoughts on the new tier sets, the new trinkets, as well as rotational changes, double legendaries, comps that you can play, and also like any other changes such as conduits. So the first question that people will be asking me is BM Hunter, is it viable? And the answer to that is yes, BM Hunter will still be very good, very strong, and probably equal to survival. Haven't really tested any survival as of yet, but I think but all three hunter specs, including marksman, will be extremely strong for 9.2, so you don't need to worry about rerolling. The Hunter 4 set for BM, the Hunter 4 set seems very, very good. And what it'll do is whenever your kill command crits, it'll make your Cobra Shot do 40% more damage, and it'll also increase the reduction on the kill command. So the 4 set is very, very good. The 2 set isn't good by itself, but with the 4 set it provides really good synergy. So the 2 set is, it will increase kill commands crit strike by 15% for every stack of Frenzy. And you get Frenzy by doing Barb Shot, and it stacks up to 3 times. So I'm thinking of running a crit build, a crit Versa build, with the 4 set for 9.2. As with the extra crit from the 3 stacks of Barb Shot, you're going to have roughly around 80% crit chance for your kill command. And it also provides really good synergy with Wild Core, which is here. And what that does is whenever you auto strike, you have a 20% chance to reset Barb Shot if the auto strike crits. So the more auto shots critting, the more chance you have to reset the barb shot, and then thus it's easier to keep up the 3 stacks. And then this also synergizes well with the Scent of Blood, as the Bestial Wrath also gives you the 2 stacks. And the more barb shots you get, also the faster your Bestial Wrath resets. So if any of you played during the Corruption season of BFA Season 4, it's going to be fairly similar to that. Obviously not quite as extreme because this isn't as extreme as Corruption, but you're going to be having a much higher uptime on Bestial Wrath because you'll just be getting more barb shots. Okay, so as for new trinkets, there's 5 completely new trinkets or new PvP trinkets that have been introduced for 9.2, and these are the Eternal Aegis, the Devouring Malediction, Fastidious Resolve, Echoing Resolve, and Cosmic Resonator. And as for how good they are, I think the Devouring Maledict, this one, what it will do is it drains up to X amount of absorption from nearby enemies. So that's like Warlock's Dark Pact, Mistweaver's Cocoon, and then it will send them back as a healing absorb. So sort of like the current Maledict, however, it only works with absorbs and it doesn't deal any damage. But the reason this will be good versus like Mistweavers and Locks is because you can use it on, say, Dark Pact or Mistweaver's Cocoon, and it basically reverses the Cocoon and the Dark Pact. I don't see much use for it outside of those 2 classes. However, it could be decent. Overall, I don't think this trinket will be played that often, to be honest. Then you got the Eternal Aegis. This one I can see being extremely useful versus Spellcleaves and stuff such as RMP. Because it absorbs 50% of all magic damage up to like 42k, it can be extremely strong. Because the Emblem Trinket only does 26k. So this is doing not quite double, but almost 1.5 times the Emblem. So it'll be really strong, and it will possibly mean that you don't need to use, like if you pre-use this, you don't need to use Trinket, for example, versus RMP. So it's just a better version of Emblem. So this trinket I can see being very good versus Spellcleaves and stuff like stuff that does lots of magic damage and cosmic damage as well. This one I don't see being very useful at all. The only time I'd ever see this being used is if, say, you're trying to play a cheese one-shot comp, and so say you're playing like Prop, Pala, DK, Warrior or something, and you just want to go in a one-shot, you would use this just so you can't get CC'd on your burst. But as for Hunter, I don't really see this being used unless you're playing like a marksman one-shot comp. But honestly, I don't think this trinket would be that good. I can't really see any uses of it. Echoing Resolve, again for Hunter, this one isn't very good. It might have a few very niche situations in which it will be used, like maybe versus Shadow Priest, just so that they can't get a re-CC on you. But it's also removed when someone interrupts you. So it might be good versus like Shadow Priest and 2s because they don't really have an interrupt. But versus most things, this is going to be completely useless and not played very often. And then finally, for the new trinkets that have been added, it is the Cosmic Gladiator's Resonator. And what this does is it basically, you put it on, I'll show you in 30 seconds when I can use it, but it will make a circle on the floor, and then after 4 seconds, then it will deal the amount of damage. So this can be used, say you can go in, bash a target, or even trap them, have 3 people use this trinket, and then if they don't press something, they will get one shot by it. But this could be used, like this trinket will either be really, really good and used almost every game, or it won't be used at all. So it just depends on the scaling of it. So as you see here, I use it on the dummy, and then it deals around 30k damage, or 50k versus this dummy. And the reason it did 50k is because it can AoE as well, so it can hit the targets close to it. So if you're playing like a cleave comp, so DK Hunter, then this trinket could be good, just so that you have even more burst damage. But overall, this might be good, it might not. We'd need to see it during some live arenas first, and how people counter it. But if you're able to get like CC, like a stun trap on healer with a bash on a DPS if you're playing jungle, then using 3 of these could be a really, really good way to force a trinket or force major cooldowns. And because it's only a 2-minute cooldown, it could be extremely good. We'd have to see that in play. As for the other trinkets, they're all exactly the same, just a bit higher stats. Emblem will still be very good, Insignia is going to be very good as well. I do think we'll see more play of the badge this season as well, just because it gives you the initial crit as well as an increase in primary stat. And if you're running a crit build, then that crit's obviously very nice. So overall, that is the new trinkets. Most of the new ones I think are going to be rubbish. However, there are a few, such as the Resonator and the Maledict, and then also the Aegis, which might have some niche uses and be quite good sometimes. So that's about all for trinkets. Oh wait, no, sorry, there is one more, and that is the first sigil. This one I don't think will be very good. It looks really good on paper, but it's a 5-minute cooldown, and it doesn't give the bonus. And the bonus is 175 agility and 350 stamina while in war mode or in PvP combat. So if this reset your Flayed Shot, it could be better, but overall, not great. Although it does lead to some cool Versa numbers if you're able to stack it with the Thrill Seeker, sorry, and Fatal Flaw. I managed to get up to 79% Versa using it, and that was sort of fun, but overall in PvP, I don't think it'll be that useful. Now I'll talk about the rotational changes for BM in 9.2, and a lot of you will be thankful to hear that it's no longer just pressing Cobra Shot, you will actually need to press Kill Command now, and Kill Command will be a very important button. So the general rotation is you want to always keep 3 stacks of Frenzy up if you can, because it'll increase the crit chance of your Kill Command by 15% per stack due to the Tirzet bonus. So you just want to be doing the rotation, and then Kill Commanding off cooldown. The reason for this is that whenever you crit your Kill Command, then it will give you a buff called Killing Frenzy. And that increases the damage of Cobra Shot and reduces its cooldown reduction on Kill Command by 40%. So with the crit stacking, so 34% I have now, and then getting the buffs from the 3 stacks of Frenzy, you're looking at around an 80% crit chance for Kill Command most of the time. And it should also be possible to almost always keep up 3 stacks of Frenzy. I'm on PTR at the moment, so the MS is a little bit high, so it's harder to do. But if you're playing around 50 MS, it should be fairly easy to almost always keep up a few stacks, at least 2 stacks of the Frenzy. So it's going to be extremely important to do so, because it means your Cobra shots will actually be hitting for quite a lot. As you can see here, they're hitting for around 11k crits, which is extremely high, especially on players, because this will do around 10% of their max health if it crits, and if it doesn't, it'll do around 7 or 8%. And also getting the more crits allows you to get the more barb shots, so you'll just be doing overall very high consistent damage. You have a very low cooldown on your Beast of Wrath due to the many resets of barb shot, and then the other damage from Pouch of Razor Fragment is also insane. So overall, you will be doing extremely high damage as BM, especially at the start before everyone gets full gear and full tier sets. If you get lucky with the early 4 set, then you'll be doing extremely high damage in PvE or PvP, and PvE as well, actually, I guess. But overall, the rotation is much more similar to how it is in PvE now, and you just want to be pressing basically your buttons off cooldown, keeping your stacks of frenzy up, and yeah, kill shotting whenever you can, and overall, just doing the same rotation that you do in PvE. I'll quickly talk about the double legendaries that you'll now have as BM and which ones to run. So you'll be running at the Pouch of Razor Fragments by default, and this causes your kill shots to deal AoE damage around them, or an AoE bleed around them, and it'll also do a bleed on the target that you get the kill shot on. This is a very strong legendary, especially into melee cleaves such as Ret Warrior, but it's also good basically into every single thing just because it's more damage overall. And then the other legendary, which I think you'll be running almost all the time, will be Craven. This makes your feign death 15 seconds and it will remove most of the effects from yourself, including bleeds. So this is extremely strong, and you'll be running. There's no matchup where Craven provides like no benefit, so you want to be running Craven almost every game. The other legendaries for BM are not really very good. The only like decent ones, I guess, could be like this one, to increase the amount of kill commands you can use, but I haven't really tested this, because overall I think Craven will just be the best in almost every situation. So there's not really that much to say on the double legendaries, apart from the fact they're both really, really good. Like, Craven's arguably the best legendary in the game, and then Pouch of Razor Fragments is a nice little bonus, because it's not the most insane class legendary, but it's also extremely good, especially versus certain comps such as melees. As for the comps, which you're going to now be able to play as BM in 9.2, I think they're going to be very similar to 9.1.5. However, there are more comps now which I think will be very viable, such as KFC, which is Hunter with a Warrior. This is due to the Warrior double legendaries being extremely strong, and also all Warrior specs seemingly being incredibly strong. So you'll just be able to run people over just with damage with minimal setups. Also, Jungle will continue to be extremely strong. Feral seems to be in a good spot still in 9.2. The legendaries for Feral seem to be fairly okay, and overall the comp just synergizes really well. So overall Jungle will still be S tier, and if not S tier, then it will definitely be A plus tier. As for other comps, PHP will probably still be good, but it probably won't be quite as good as Jungle or KFC. And then there are other comps which could be played, but I think those three will be the main comps. But with BM, you can almost play any comp and do fairly well with it, just due to the nature of BM, the high levels of damage, and being able to cast while moving. So yeah, overall, top comps, Jungle, KFC, maybe PHP, and then every other comp will be good to some extent, but those will be the top ones. One of the other changes that we're getting in 9.2 is an increase to Conduit item level. I don't think this will be that beneficial for hunters due to the conduits not being that impactful at higher item level. Some of them are extremely good, so for example the Feign Death one and the Killshot one is extremely good, but they don't scale very well with item level. So overall, the conduit increase is nice, but it definitely will be benefiting other classes a lot more than it will be benefiting hunter. So there's not really that much to talk about it. The use of conduits will be almost exactly the same. I don't foresee any changes with this. But yeah, overall conduits, they'll still be good, but it's not going to be life or death if you farm the max item level ones as soon as you can, but any increase is helpful. I forgot to mention this earlier in the video, but I did actually try out a haste Versa build similar to the one that we would have run in 9.1.5, just to compare it to the crit build. However, I do feel like the crit build at the moment at least does slightly higher damage, and it allows you to keep higher uptime on the frenzies just due to the resets that you'll get on barb shot. So I do think the crit build will be better going into 9.2, but I will keep you guys updated based on if anything changes or whichever build I think will be better once the live game hits. So that is all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed, and thanks again for watching. It means a lot actually that you guys watch these videos, like provide the support as well. And if you do have any questions, feel free to write in the comments or message me on Discord directly, or just join my server. So yeah, that's all for this. I'll probably be doing one more video before the patch releases of gameplay, and then when the patch hits, I will be hopefully doing a lot more videos and a lot more streams as well. So I hope you enjoy this sort of content. Let me know if you prefer this sort of recording where I've got like the webcam on, just so you can like see me talking. It might make it slightly more interesting, I thought. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. And I hope you're all excited for 9.2, and I will see you then. Hope you all have a great day. Peace out.